Just amazing. You know, Huntingdale suited me. You had to hit it straight off the tee, and I putted pretty well on the weekend. So, you know, it's amazing what happens in this game.
When you went out on Sunday, what did you say to June? I know you always go out with the thought that you're going to win, but did you make any promises for a piece of jewellery before you went out?
Oh, no. She's got all she can handle. No, the most important thing I wanted to do was get off to a good start. I hit a pretty bad drive into the right-hand bunker, but hit a great 5-iron onto the green, hold it from about 20 feet. And then I hit driver down the second, started birdie, which put me in a prime position last week. And I bogeyed 4 and 5, which was a bit of a hurdle, but then got back on track. And I played pretty good all the way up until probably 17 tee when I hit my only bad tee shot. And, you know, I was lucky to escape with 5 there, and I probably one of the best up and downs on 18 I've had.
You said that you're a part-time golfer. Next year, what do you plan to do next year? You're going back on the US tour?
I'm fully exempt for next year on the Champions Tour, so I'm going to play one more year in America. Then I'm going to stop all my overseas golf. I've had enough. Not so much of the golf, but of the travelling. I just hate being away from home. And
have you had a chance to look at this course?
I'm just about to go and tee off after I finish here.
You're going to play the 18 holes?
No, I'm going to have 9 holes with Peter O'Malley, and I'll probably have a full day tomorrow in the Pro-Am.
And you said this is really good, this pairing that you've got.
Fantastic. Brett Rumford, I've known for a long, long time, and I met Bryson for the first time last week, and hell of a guy, hell of a player, so I'm looking forward to playing with both of them.
Okay, can I have questions from the floor? Rob.
Pete, Monday morning, golf was on the front page of the Telegraph. I can't remember the last time that happened. Have you been surprised by the response to the win? I don't think you were probably so surprised to win, but the response, has that surprised you?
Yeah, there's been a lot of hype over the last couple of days. You know, the last 9 holes at Huntingdale was the first time since I played with Greg Norman that I've had crowds cheering all the way up the fairway from tee to green. And it hasn't happened. Well, I haven't seen it happen in Australian golf for some time, but, you know, the crowd following me that afternoon, the last 9 holes, unbelievable.
Peter, Jordan Spieth said yesterday at 22 years of age, he said when he's 56, he hopes he's on a beach sipping Mai Tais. What drives you to still be passionate about golf at 56 years of age?
Still enjoy the game. You know, I love playing. Even when I'm having time off, I'm still going to the range, hitting a few balls, just making sure I do something every day, and it's something I've always done. You know, I still practice pretty hard, not so much of the weeks of the tournament, but when I have off weeks, I still practice really hard. But I just enjoy the game so much.
Pete, we asked you after Huntingdale, you know, the crowds, and you mentioned them again there. Have you really let that sink in? That was sort of, you know, almost a thank you in some respects for such a long tenure of awesome golf?
You know, I've been out here for 38 years now, so it's a long time. I still enjoy coming home and playing our tournaments here in Australia. I missed last summer through injury. I was injured for about 18 months, so since July this year I've sort of been back on track. So my golf's improved a little bit, played reasonably well the last few events over on the Champions Tour, and you know, I was hoping to come here these 3 weeks and put in a good showing. Didn't really expect to win, but you know, as long as I feel like I'm playing okay, I'm happy. And to win last week was just fantastic. But you know, if I play reasonably well this week, I'll be just as happy.
Is there a day when you don't feel like picking up a club?
Yeah, there are, but you know, it's that sort of game. It's a game you love to hate. 1 minute you're on top of it, next minute you can be down in the dumps, and you know, as long as you can weather those storms, the game will be pretty good to you.
Peter, after winning in Melbourne on the weekend, do you come here to the next tournament with your chest puffed a little, just thinking you're a bit invincible? And secondly, have you ever gone back-to-back in your career?
Yeah, I have. I have to go back a few years to remember it. I know 89 I had a couple of tournaments in a row. But it's, you know, just looking at the players we have this week, you know, if I play reasonably well, I'll do okay. it's great to see some of our good young guys back. I saw Jeff Ogilvie yesterday, Mark Leishman, Matty Jones, and I'm just looking at the list of our overseas guests, and we've got a hell of a field. I don't think we've seen as strong a field as this for a long, long time. Bernie?
Pete, well done last week.
Thanks, Bernie.
You've probably answered this question already this morning, but what would be your message for a sort of long success in the game to the 22-year-olds starting
Well, I
out?
think this is a great look when somebody's sort of 23, 24 and not going so well, and they see somebody of that age still winning. I still marvel at Tom Watson and Hale Irwin. They still play great golf. Hale's 69 and Tom's 65. But just the longevity that our game gives these guys. If you're 25 and you're finding it tough, it's easy to see you've got another 30 years left. So, I think it should inspire a few of the young guys to think, well, I've got plenty of time to get going. Let's weather this and come out on top of it.
Darren?
Peter, obviously you won all 3 major Australian titles in your 50s. I'm just wondering where you see yourself in terms of Australia's greatest golfers and whatnot. Do you even rank yourself anywhere near any of the big guns?
I'd put myself in the second category behind Peter Thompson, Norman, Adam Scott, those sort of guys. I've been a good player, but I haven't been a great player. I've won a bunch of tournaments, but you've got to be realistic. I only ever got to about 20 in the world on the world ranking, and that says it all. Never really had a chance to win a major. 4th was the best I ever did, probably at the British Open. So, the great players of the game will always win majors.
Peter, it's the death of the long putter is fast approaching. You've been asked 100 times about it. You've come here not expecting to win. Are you tempted maybe to put the long putter in the bag and opt for the short one?
I'm going to play the next 2 tournaments with the long putter, and then I'm going to change to the short one. I've put in a lot of work the last 6 weeks. As I said, I'm only going to play seriously for 1 more year, and then if I feel that I'm competitive still and can still do reasonably well in the Australian tournaments, I'll play at home. But I know it's coming to an end, and I've had a ball, and to win last week has just capped it off.
Just on that long putter, how do you putt with a short one? Are you any good or?
I've talked to Adam Scott about it. I'm going to do the same as what he's been doing. But the first 2 tournaments in America next year will be worth watching. It could be a very long year or it could be a very short year.
And just from a layman's perspective, Pete, when you stand on the tee and you've got some young punk who just bombs it, what sort of yardage are you behind? And does it ever think to yourself, geez, he's 50 yards ahead of me, I'm hitting driver, he's hitting 8 iron?
Well, it's no different than on the Champions Tour. I played with Freddie Couples in the last tournament I played over there, and he was 50 yards in front of me. The thing is that the courses that I've won my tournaments on here are courses that have suited me. Coolum for the PGA, you don't really require a lot of length, just accuracy. The Lakes was a bit more difficult, and the conditions we had the last couple of days were pretty horrific. But again, Huntingdale, not overly long, but you've got to be pretty straight. So once you get onto courses like this, and the one next week, Royal Pines, I've really got my work cut out for me. But I played with Michael Sim on the weekend, both rounds, and he was hitting his 2 iron as far as I was hitting my driver. So I was pumping driver out there, and he was right beside me with his 2 iron. So, but it doesn't daunt me. I always think if I put a score on the board, I'm going to do okay.
Yeah, Peter, just on the long putter, you talk about it could be a short year if you don't go so well next year. Is it purely homesickness and your age that makes you want to play 1 more year, or is it also the putting?
It's not my age. I still feel pretty good. I've had a few injuries the last couple of years, but it's more being away from home and the travelling. I'm tired of the travel. If I could stay home and play 20 events, I'd do that. But it's time that I set back. I really miss my girls. It's great that having Mitchell on the bag and my wife comes every week. But I really do miss my 2 girls. And I want to spend a bit of time with my wife travelling around doing things that we want to do. We've got a couple of trips planned to Europe in 2017, just going through the rivers of Europe and that sort of stuff, and just spending some quality time together rather than rushing around from week to week.
Peter, you've seen and played with some of the great world number ones over many decades. Your thoughts on Jordan Spieth and him as an ambassador for the game?
Unbelievable. What he's done the last couple of seasons, fantastic. Jason Day in the same boat, same as Rory McIlroy. I think these three and probably a couple other guys are going to put golf on the map again. They're going to be the guys to watch over the next 10 years. But Jordan Spieth, what he's done for the game and to come back and defend his title, fantastic.
Mark?
Pete, on Wednesday you're involved in a ceremony with the past champions. What does that mean to you? And what's it like to get up there with Peter Thompson and Frank Phillips and those sort of guys who you probably idolised growing up?
I still think Peter Thompson's been our best golfer, and it's always good to catch up with him. To win our National Open, probably the highlight of my career.